Hello. I've been thinking about the attacks in Gaza, and although I really do not like the rise of aggression, I think that needs to be condemned. I think Israel has done something very interesting. Now, in Israel at the moment, there's a lot of celebration about the success of the venture against Islamic Jihad. But I think there's a lot of questions as well that have been raised by this campaign. And the biggest question is the future of Gaza. So because Hamas didn't get directly involved in the fight against Israel, or in the response, and because it was very much a squabble between Islamic Jihad and the Israeli government has done two things. First of all, it's recognized Islamic Jihad as a movement, which I think may be foolish. Secondly, more importantly, it's tacitly recognized the importance of Hamas. And whether it acknowledges that there is diplomatic conversations, that there is some sort of link between the government of Hamas and the government of Israel, there is a de facto recognition of that. And this is demonstrated by what's been happening in the last few days. Hamas had more to lose than it had to gain if it got involved in the fight, and it chose to stand aside. Significant. So I think now Israel has a very stark choice. I think it needs to start investing in and developing infrastructure in Gaza as soon as possible. That means even to the extent of developing ports, developing an airport, opening up roads, because there is no way to avoid this in the long term. Now is the time. Now is the time because Israel needs to make sure that it sidelines Islamic Jihad. It can't just silence them for a few years, which was the intention. It has to sideline Islamic Jihad. And it also has to ensure that if there is a future state in Gaza, which there has to be, then the Hamas cannot use the development of economic sound infrastructure to import weapons and to attack their neighbors in that way. So Israel needs to use its knowledge and its international links to vastly improve its security system as a peacetime nation rather than as a nation on a war footing. It is the only way forward. And the more it recognizes and targets spurious terrorist groups, the more it gives them legitimacy. For the first time, Hamas has stood to one side. For the first time, Hamas has recognized how much it has to gain diplomatically and how much it has to lose diplomatically. This is a moment that must be seized, and I hope the Israeli government seizes it, and I hope the authorities that are running Hamas recognize this opportunity and also bite the bullet, so to speak. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It will not come again. And I hope I hope the international powers, I hope the world that is watching is going to support a serious peace initiative, because now is the time. Now is the time, and it won't last for long. Opportunity is not a lengthy visitor.